Hello and good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is a lower body day today. We're focusing on our leg strength as well as our cardio, our conditioning. For equipment specifically today, I'm going to be using this here towel, sliding it on the floor to do my hamstring curls. So if you guys do not have that available, you already know that I have options, including a dumbbell option, as well as a bodyweight option that does not need a towel or a sliding floor. So if that's not an option, that's totally fine. I got your back. In addition to those things, dumbbells, loop bands, I will be using those. Moving here, coming to the end of our mat, standing hip width apart, starting off with our so we want straight legs but soft knees, hands down to the floor. We'll walk ourselves all the way to the bottom. When you guys get down here, we're going to lift up those hips, bending one knee at a time, dropping the opposite heel of the leg that we're bending. We'll alternate right and left 3 times total. So 3 per side, sorry, 6 times total. And then we'll drop those hips back down to the plank, and we'll lift those hips up and walk back up to the top. And then do that again. So I'll get you guys going through 5 of these total. Good morning, Carly, hopping in. Okay, so we're walking out. When we get down to the bottom here, we're lifting up those hips, walking out the hips right and left, and bending opposite knee, dropping opposite heel. 6 total, 3 per side. Getting that nice stretch through the back of the legs. And then we'll drop the hips into the plank and walk back up to the top. Doing it again. So we'll go through 1 more of these to make it 3. I know I said 5, but I totally meant 3. I didn't realize that. So we'll go through those. And then, these ones feel nice. We get that awesome stretch throughout the whole back side of the body. Once you guys have done 3, the next one we're going into are our leg swings. So you need some space for this one. I'm actually going to be turned around and facing my wall just for the setup that I have here. But we want to support ourselves with both hands on the wall, stand slightly away from it so that we have room to swing our leg in front of us. There and back is 1, and we are doing 10. So we're working with whatever range we have. You might feel as you go through each rep, it gets a little bit looser. We'll go through 10 this way, and then on the same leg, I'm going to turn and go forward and backward and count out the same 10 and do it this way. So we're doing this on both sides. Ooh, and we're loosening up the hips and everything around it. So we'll go through 10 over here, not too much movement in the body. There might be a little bit because it just happens. And then we will switch sides. I'll show you guys over this one here. I don't want to kick anything, kick any walls. And then we'll go through again, side to side. There and back is 1, 10. And then you can go back to that, forward and backward. So we're getting a nice dynamic moving stretch through the hip in the front and in the back. So we'll go through the 10 and the 10. And then you guys are going to come to the front of your mat, standing hip width apart in our feet, going into a step back lunge where we're going to send both our arms above our head, turn in once towards that front knee, reset, stand back up to the top, and then do it on the other side to do 10 total, 5 per side. So we're trying to really separate that rotation from the lunge. We want to sink into the lunge, rotate, reset, and then stand back up to the top. So we'll go through 10 of those total, 5 per side, not too much rotation, just enough so that you're feeling a bit of a stretch down this side of your hip. And then 10 of them, let's get them. Okay. All right. So we'll get you guys going through 10 total, 5 per side. And then we are going to band up and get our activation exercises started. It's leg day. We already know this, which means we are going to be using our glutes, our butt muscles, which means we need to start the workout with warming them up and activating them. So we're going to do that with 3 banded exercises. Now, for those of you who do not have loop bands, you're going to want to specifically use a loop band. But if you don't have one, body weight. I'm just going to follow along, doing these exact same exercises without the band, but they are a lot more effective with a band, and preferably a light one. We don't need a strong band. So I'm going to use this yellow one that for some reason is like literally folded in half today. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's so hot in here. But I'm going to put this band around my ankles, like so, and we're going to work with our 3-point extension. So we want to start off getting into a hip hinge. So I have my feet right underneath my hips, soft knees, nice posture. We'll push the hips back and then load all of our weight onto one leg. So I'm going to start with my left leg here, and then this one here, 3 points, just the 1 point right to that middle point. Sometimes we'll go sideways, mid, and then straight back. Today's just that midpoint, and we're counting out 20 reps, 20. So with this exercise, you might think that you're working this kicking leg here, but all the work should be happening on the standing leg, this glute on the standing side here. What we're trying to do is push this knee out towards the pinky toe to get that hip working to push outward, and you'll feel the work in your glute, especially because you have to do 20 of them. And so we'll do 20, and then we'll switch sides, and we'll do 20 on the other side. For my non-banded peeps, you guys are again just following along, doing the same thing, same setup, same strong position, loaded up bootay, and then we're going through this light extension with the leg. So we don't want to actually put any weight on the leg. We're just keeping it nice and light. So, 20. Now you should already be feeling your butt, but what we're going to do is 2 more to ensure that you are. So what we can do now is move this band up. Now again, I have a whole situation right here. This band is literally folded up. I'll fix it later, but we're going to lay on our back here for the next 2 into a bridging position. So we'll start off by laying down on the floor, extending the arms. You should be able to feel those heels with a bit of a reach. We're going to squish that low back into the floor, drive the hips up to the top, open once, reset, lower the hips, but touch the back, not the butt. And that's 1. And that's 2, and we're going through 10 of these, and we're trying not to relax the hips at the bottom, but we do want to make contact with our lower back, which is going to make sure we're in that strong position in our core. Because if your butt's touching, you're probably arching and flaring out your ribs like this, which is putting stress on the low back. So you want to tuck it in, and we'll go through 10, then with 1 opening at the top, never allowing the knees to come closer though. 10. Once you're done 10, we're going to hold. Now this is where it's going to get very burning, hot fire in your glutes. We're going to hold this position here and just open and reset 20 times, okay? So try your best to fight gravity, drive your hips up as high as you can the entire time, because if they dip even a little bit, you're going to miss out on that work that you could be getting for your glutes. So we'll go through 20 of these. Again, knees never come closer, they only go wider. So we'll do our 20, and then by the end of that, ouch, you should be feeling all the things back there. And then we're going to unband. I don't know what is happening here. It's almost like one of the children that comes through this house often like spilled something on it. It's like sticky. Okay, we're going to deal with that one later. Anyways, let's get you guys moving on our first 2 exercises. So you can stand up off the floor, grab yourself a quick sip of water if you would like, and get yourself ready to start off with your sumo deadlifts. So we're going back to our standard sumo deadlift today. We're going to be working with my 8-pound dumbbells, supersetting this one with a hamstring curl, where I will be laying on my back, using that towel underneath my heels to pull in towards my butt. Like I said at the very beginning, if that's not an option for you because you don't have a slippery flooring on the towel or it just doesn't work, that's completely fine. I have other ways to do that one. Let's start off with this deadlift. I'm going to use my 2 8-pounders, getting into that nice wide sumo stance, toes pointed out to the sides. Dumbbells are in front of me. I'm going to turn my hands so my palms are facing like so. Shoulder blades are set together. I'll turn to the side so you guys can see a better angle of this. Hips push back. As soon as the dumbbells are right above the knees, we bend the knees and push them out to the sides. This is our ending position. We don't want the hips to be lower than the knees down here. We want them lifted up, but you should feel extremely tight in your legs here. Once you get that feeling, we'll stand and pull those hips back through. So again, hips back, bend the knees, push them out, and then hips forward and pull them through. So we want to really get those knees out there so that they never come in. You should never feel the inside of your knees against your forearm. You want to push them out and away so that you get the work in your hips that happens when we push our knees out. So we're going through 10 reps of these, which you might already be close to doing. Should have told you that at the beginning of the set. 10 of them total. And then we are going to pair this with a hamstring curl. Now, I'm actually going to fold up this mat just so I have a little bit more space. There we go. All right. So options, hamstring curl. We can lay on our tummy. We can grab that dumbbell between our feet, setting it up like this, laying down our tummy, holding that dumbbell between both my feet, and pulling it up to 90 degrees to work the hamstrings through that curling motion. If you guys do not have a towel or something sliding that you can put down on your floor to slide your feet in, to do it this way. So whatever you got going on, set yourself up here. We're going through 15 reps total of these hamstring curls. So if you guys are working down here with this one, in theory, we should be getting stronger at these. So maybe today you can try doing them without touching your butt down. If that still freaks you out or simply just does not feel good, hips down, pull in, hips up, keep them up, and then let your heels out. And so you're going to get that work on the hamstrings without too much from the pulling in phase, because that is the harder part of the work. So we'll go through our 15 reps. For those of you who don't have anything, like let's say you don't have dumbbells, you don't have a floor that slides, what do you do? I will show you right now. You're in the bridge position. We're going to walk our feet out, a little extra there, and then we'll do a bridge with an extension. So I have my feet further away from my knees, which puts more emphasis on our hamstrings. So not ideal because we're not working those guys with that curling motion, but works for those of you who don't have anything to do that curling motion with. So this is you guys. Once you're done, we are going to stand up, taking about 30 seconds of rest. There is a little bit of prescribed rest in here because of these two movements, similar stuff going on. The hamstrings, the back of the legs, your butt, all that stuff is working. So once we're done our curls, just grab a quick sip of water, think about how good you felt, and then we will do it again. You guys have 3 more sets to go through of these two together with the same little bout of rest, which you might feel like you need a little bit more as we go through our next couple sets. So once you're feeling ready, if you're feeling a little bit antsy, maybe we'll make this next set a bit harder. We'll get going on our second set of these deadlifts. Setting up nice posture, hips back, bending the knees and driving them out over the pinky toes. And then we'll pull back forward. So the goal of the deadlift, there's lots of stuff going on here, but we want to keep your shins as upright as possible. So that's why that hip position is important, to keep them lifted like that, because as soon as the hips dip, the knees want to push forward, and this is a squat. Okay, when the knees drive forward like that, I'm squatting, whereas when I drive my hips back and then I bend the knees and we keep the hips lifted, that's our deadlift. And so we want to ensure that we are not accidentally doing a squat. So we'll go through a 10. Keeping in mind, if you guys do want to make these harder, probably know what to do already. Slow the heck down. Switch to the down phase is where we'll spend some more time taking our time as we go down into the rep. You can stay nice and powerful, strong on the way up. And then simply just slow that down phase down. That's going to make the whole set a lot harder. That's something that you want. All right, so we'll go through our second set of our hamstring curls. And for those of you who are working with the dumbbell, there we go. I always like to set up like this. So if you guys are doing this one, what you can do is lay down and ensure your feet are in the right position first. And then again, we'll cross the forearms over, pull up to 90 degrees. You can just rest the forehead on your wrists in the front here. And then we'll go through our set 15 reps. So this is just another way to do the hamstring curl. If you guys don't have a towel, oh my gosh. And be careful when you put that weight down, because sometimes they can just flop down. We ain't got no rubber floor in here. Probably not. Maybe you do. Probably not. All right, so we'll do our second round here, you guys. 15 of them. Should be feeling your hamstrings, okay? Back of the legs, a lot. All right, so we'll take the rest. You guys can grab some water. Woohoo! Because we're feeling so good. Sumo deadlifts. So we've been kind of flip-flopping between our standard sumo deadlift, which is the one you guys are doing today, straight legs, where we're not bending our knees. So there's a difference between these two. The straight leg one puts more focus on your hamstrings, on the glutes, whereas the one that bends here is a stronger movement because we have more stuff helping, and it's more of a full body movement. We get more work in front of the legs, a little bit more work in our back, just from the way that the weight is positioned. So what we're doing this is can be done a lot stronger than that straight leg deadlift. So if you guys are doing this, we're only doing 10 reps today. We have one more set, maybe two, depending on where you're at. So I really highly encourage you to make this challenging for yourself, okay? Try to slow down a little bit more. Because again, this is the strongest version of the deadlift. So we want to really challenge it and make it hard for ourselves. Okay, so let's do it. You guys are getting there for time. We are good. We have a few more minutes to get her done. So we got the deadlifts, the curls, one more set. And then we are moving on from these two. The hamstrings. So we'll try to go right from the deadlifts into those ham curls. Now, I've talked over the past few weeks about feeling our calves in our hamstring curls. So this is a very common thing that happens. And again, it might be like all good, you know, and then one day suddenly you might just feel your calves so much and you're like, what is going on there? Because the calves and the hamstrings, they work together to pull the leg, and that's why sometimes we will feel that. And so very easy thing that you need to do if you are feeling those calves is simply just put a bend in your ankle. So we want to bend the ankle up to 90 degrees and point the toes up to our face, which takes this muscle and puts it into a stretch. Whereas if I go like this, now I'm kind of in that toe lifted position, that calf raised position. So this is working. Now, if I was to do that, as I go through my curl, I'm going to finish my set and feel my calves just so much. Whereas if I flex my feet like this and I do my set like so, with the feet kind of flex up like this, I'm stretching this the entire time. In turn, I'm not going to be working it as much, so I won't feel it as much. Okay, so if that happens to you, very simple thing that you guys need to do. And that goes for all of the versions of hamstring curls, okay? Whether you're doing it on the floor, with a dumbbell, one day in the gym, or maybe with the ball. There's so many ways to curl the hamstrings, but that rule always applies, that flexing the foot. Okay, so we'll get you guys going through your final set here. We got 2 more minutes until we should be starting the next part. So I'll give you about a minute and a half, a bit of explanation time to finish up your final set. Okay, so if you have not started already, let's do this. 10 reps of these strong sumo deadlifts and try and get that knees spreading out apart. You can think about spreading the floor with your feet, with your knees, to get that outward tension to help you involve more in the sides of your hips. What you want for the butt. All right, last set. Good job, guys. All right, so we'll get you going down right into your ham curls. Final set of them. 15 reps of them. And then, moving on to the next part. Yay. All right. Good work, you guys. So this is it, the last set of these hamstring curls. So we'll try our best to finish as strong as we can. Get those hips up nice and high if you're doing the curls when you're laying on your back. Okay. So as you guys come to an end, you can again grab yourself some H2O. I'm going to set that up. There we go. All right. Good job, you guys. So legs should be feeling the back of the legs. As we come to an end on there, we're going to move on to the next two, which are off the floor. So hopefully you enjoyed that little floor time down there. We are going to start you guys off with a single leg deadlift to reverse lunge. So this is a combination move that we've been working on since pretty much the beginning because it's one of my favorites. A combination of two of my favorite exercises that are glute focused, our single leg deadlift and our reverse lunge. So we're going to do these two together, doing 8 reps total, going through something preferably with weight in your hands, maybe a band anchored around under your foot. So I'm going to use both of my dumbbells in my hands, my 8-pounders, and we're going to go through 8 per side, pairing this with another exercise, which I will show you guys when we're done our first set of these. So we're standing up nice and tall, weights by our sides. Then we'll set those shoulder blades. We have very nice posture to start. Shift the weight onto one leg and then soften out the knees so that it's not locked out. We want it just soft, but it's going to stay there for this deadlift. But we'll push our hips back. When the weights get below the knees, we'll pull the hips forward, and then we'll step back into the lunge and slightly bring our body forward, putting more focus on our butt. And that's 1, okay? We're doing 8, so let's go. So deadlift, woo, and we got some balance work going on. And then the lunge, again, I'm leaning forward slightly, and I'll show you guys from the side so you can see what's going on here. So I'm putting more stretch here, whereas if I was upright like this, I wouldn't be feeling this as much. But because I'm slightly forward, you're going to feel that loaded up feeling, and we'll go through this on both sides. So the deadlift, and then the lunge. So we're doing 8 over here and 8 over here. Nice even weights, okay, unless we want to hold them on one side, or you're using a band, anchored around opposite foot like this, and we can go through our set. So last day we've been working on, last couple days we've been working on a lower rep range of these and really trying to challenge our strength. So in theory, we should be trying to do that now as well and do the same thing that we did for those lower numbers. We worked with 6 per side, which I know still is quite a few, but now you guys are doing 8 per side. So we talked about the skater squat, how we can incorporate that in here for those of you who do not have weights. You do want to make this harder. You work with the deadlift, you do have a band, you do not, and then you can do a skater squat instead of that step back lunge, and it's just going to again make this a lot harder for you guys. So we'll do this on both sides, and then we're going to pair this with a paused squat. So you guys are going to front load our weights. I'm going to hold both dumbbells in my hands, get myself into my squat stance. We're doing 10 reps with a 3-second pause. So we sit down, we go 1, 2, 3, and then we stand up to the top. That's 1. We're doing 10. 1, 2, 3. Now these counting reps, I might get you. Maybe you're a fast counter, but I want you holding an honest 1, 2, 3, and then standing up to the top. If you're not the best counter, if you're kind of quick, if you're like more like a 1, 2, 3, what you can do is think about your breaths instead of your count. Sit down, inhale, exhale, inhale, and then the next exhale, you can stand up and out of it. Okay, now that works really well for those times where we simply just cannot pause, because that really does force us to take our time. So we have to breathe instead of count. And not necessary, but is a great option for those of you who have a tendency to be fast counters. So we'll go through 10 total, and then we're going to do this again. No rest in between this part. So we're going right back into that first one, our single deadlift 2, reverse lunge, where we're going to complete 8 reps per side, and then back to these squats, 10 total. Okay, let's do this. So little to no rest. You guys need to take a little bit because your legs are just burning so much and crazy. You can do it at the end of the squats. Take a quick sip of water. But we'll try our best to just go back to back between these two to get through them. to get them done. There you go. Okay, so we're working with our deadlift to lunge, going down, just above the knee, through that lunge, trying to focus on that front leg, the back of the front leg rather, doing all the work. So we'll try our best not to push off the floor. Sometimes it can be a little easier said than done, but try your best. And also try to tap into that balance, not touching your foot down between the deadlift and the lunge. So you have to touch it on the lunge, but between those two, we want to hover this foot, deadlift, and we're hovering. Ooh, as I lose my balance, but that's whether you like it or not. All right, so second round, guys, let's go. 8 and 8. I think this band is doomed. Definitely looks like somebody put their hands on it. All right. That's fine. Okay. Whew. 8 and 8, burning glutes. So you guys should really be feeling the back of your hips on those deadlift lunges. Go right into that set of squats. Now in that pause, so we can get the most out of this, we want to think about staying as tight and as active as possible at the bottom. So we don't want to just like sit down and just like sit here, you know, like bottom out. We want to sit and stay as tight and active in those legs. So we sit down, we can actually feel the tension building, and then we hold it and we're thinking about what we're feeling, the tight legs, and then we stand with that tightness, and it never really goes away the entire time. We just keep it there as we go through each rep. Whew, and it burns. We'll do it anyways. Okay, you guys have 2 more sets after this. So get your 10 in. Need a quick sip of water, make it quick, and then we'll get going into our third set because we got 2 more. There it is. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so set number 3. So again, holding those weights down at our sides. Now, anytime we're doing any deadlift, talk lots about our lower back or core. For holding weights, especially for dumbbells, this applies more than for bands and stuff. We want to keep those as close to the body as possible. Because as soon as they start to kind of stray away, like I'm holding them up here and I'm doing this like this, and then I do the lunge and I'm like this, I'm going to finish my set and get way too much work in my core and my lower back. It's not the focus here, because there's lots of time to work those things, but here is not. So we want to pull them in close and keep them almost hugged into the body, which is going to help us use more of our back muscles, as well as take it off of our lower back. So we'll put a bit more on our shoulders and upper body, and less on our lower back. And overall, again, it's just going to make this a little bit safer for you guys, and just so that you're not getting that overly worked in that low back area. And that goes for any time we're deadlifting, whether it's like this kind of thing, you want to keep the weights and almost drag them up and down your legs without snagging the lulus, you know what I'm saying? All right, so third set, my friends. We got 1 more after this. We finish up this one. Hold the legs. There you go. Okay, so we'll go again into those squats. Now, for those of you who do not have dumbbells, I presume you just kind of knew what to do, but I'll tell you what to do anyways. We can band up, and this also applies if you guys do have dumbbells and you just want a little bit more work, if you want to make it a bit harder. We know that adding this band around our knees when we're doing squats and hip thrusts, it makes us use our glutes and our butt more, because we're sitting down and the band wants the knees in, it just wants it there. And so we have to use more here to keep those knees apart. So if you did your first couple sets of squats and you were like, you know, or maybe you weren't using weights or something like that, this is a great way to make it harder without needing more weights. So you can pause here, and again, you'll get more work because you're pushing up the knees, which is something that we should be doing anyways without the band in our Regular squats is thinking about pushing out those knees. But you already knew that. All right, third set, my friends, we have one more, and then we're gonna move on to the last part. Wow, and then we have, well, the last part. There is two more parts, one more part of our strength, and then we have our conditioning to finish us off. Okay, so deep breath. We get one more set of these two. Going back into our first one. Single leg deadlift to lunge. Final set, you guys. So if you have a weaker side, a harder side, I would suggest to start with it. For me, that's my right side. So we'll start over here. Get this side done. Again, thinking about the butt, the legs, so that you get more focus back there. There you go. All right, 8 and 8. Okay. All right, you guys, nice work. Just setting our timer. So the next part's on a timer too. Yay! Okay. Let's get it. Final set. Friends, zip. 8, 8. And then 10 of those pause squats. Finish up just as strong as we started. Oh yeah. You should be feeling all things in the back of your legs, sides of your hips. There it is. All right. The last couple reps, breathing through them. Give you guys about 2 more minutes here until we are going to start the next part. Okay, so probably like 1 more to finish this up, which should be plenty of time. The burning legs. So final set, you guys, you're going to want that nice, honest 3-second count at the bottom of each squat. Remembering that your depth depends on you, your body. 90 degrees is the goal though. So you want to get down here. Any lower is not necessary. You lose that tension, that tightness. And then any higher is ideal for those of you who have some stuff going on in your knees. Just know that you're not that comfortable sitting that low. So we'll finish up trying to really challenge ourselves on this last set because this is it for the squats for today and for this week. So, although I cannot say that because there are some squats in the last part. Some cardio type squats. We'll talk about those when we get there. All right, so we'll finish you guys up starting the last part here in about 1 minute, which is good news, working off of a timer, which means we don't have to count and have to be using our timer on our app. My other one just stopped working for me. That's okay. All right, so you guys can grab some water once you are done. I am just ensuring that we are set up on our timer, which is what we are going to work on for the next part. You guys are working with 60 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We have 2 exercises. One of them is a double-sided exercise. So this first one, we're going to grab that towel on your floor, if you have it, and draw these circles and focusing on this one standing leg here, sliding that towel in circles. If you do not have a towel, you're going to do this just, again, balancing, kind of doing it like I'm doing here, with your foot hovering off of the floor. We're going to do this for 30 seconds per side. So 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. Then we'll have 20 seconds to just kind of shake it out, it's burning so much. And then we're going into a wall sit for the next 60 seconds, okay? And then we're repeating these 2, 3 sets total, which is going to take us towards the last part, which is our conditioning, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to tell you guys when to start and stop because y'all know already this timer that I'm using now does not beep out loud. So I'm going to do a beep, all right? So what we're going to do is need some space. Now, if you guys do not have a towel with a floor, it's completely fine. You're just going to do this without the sliding aspect. But if you have this, again, what we're going to do, towel, no towel, whatever you got going on. If you have it, then put it under one foot. If you don't, then just stand, shifting all of your weight into one leg. So exactly what we did on that first one, that extension that we did, getting ourselves into that same hip hinge position. We're going to extend this leg out. I just need a little bit more space. I got to turn to the side. And then we're going to draw these circles with our foot, trying to keep all of the weight on this one leg. So I'm going to press start on here so that we can start this in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, so we're loaded up on this leg. We're trying to feel everything over here. Again, if you guys don't have a towel, we're just hovering this foot off the floor, trying to, again, essentially balance here, keeping all of the weight on one standing leg. We have 15 seconds left over here. Going in one direction, not worrying about which way. It doesn't really matter. Go through a couple more. 3, 2, and we'll switch sides. So we'll get right away onto that second side doing the same thing. So whatever direction you guys were going in, try to do it as well. Now the goal here is to not have any movement in our body. We want to stay as still as possible, and that goes for if you're using the towel, if you're not using the towel. You want to essentially be balancing and feeling that work, that stabilizing work happening through the back side. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job, you guys. Okay, so we're going into a wall sit. Now, for those of you who do not have a wall that you can sit on, you are going to hold a squat hold instead. Okay, we're going to sit down in 8 seconds. So, not yet, unless you want to. All right, so 90 degrees is the goal. Ready, set, and go. 90 degrees. Okay, if you guys want to make this harder, you can lift up both toes at the same time, like this. Another option for this wall sit is doing our leg extensions, which can be a bit more manageable with narrow feet. So if you want to try these out, you can try them out. Okay, but you are going to be here in this wall sit for the next 35 seconds. I can't really show you this from the side, fortunately. The case doesn't really work to wall sit on, but I'm sitting at 90 degrees at the knee. So you can just do a little shoulder check, ensure that you are sitting down there. Same rules apply in terms of your depth. If you have some step in your knees, if they're sensitive, maybe you don't want to sit so low, that's fine, but just know that that is the goal, 90 degrees. 10 seconds left, you guys. The numbers on this timer are like so small. I keep having to like, what is it? 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so stand up, get up, we're doing it again. Back to the first one, our circles, 30 seconds per side. 2 more sets of this, 3 sets, so nice. And then we are going to move on to the last part. All right, starting in 5 seconds, starting with whatever side you'd like. Then we'll hip hinge and go. Drawing these little circles, and you can keep your arms in front of you. You can do whatever you want with them. Try your best to not have your body be moving and shifting, putting weight on this leg. Okay, you want all the weight on this one standing leg. And you have to do this. You have to think about loading up, pushing the knee out so that you get that tight feeling in the backside. Whew, it burns, and you are working through it. 3, 2, and switch sides. So right away, other side, same exact thing. And strong core. Drawing these circles. Oh, yes. That's the same leg I just did. It burned so much. Let's go, you guys. 15 seconds left. You have this. The circles, the circles. Woo! A few more of them. You got this. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Okay. Wall sit. Can't get away without the wall sit. Okay, so we're going to get going into our 60-second wall sit hold. Oh, yes. And you guys are starting in 5 seconds. Get ready. Get set. And go. Here we go. So we're sitting down, 90 degrees. Yes. Okay, trying to challenge ourselves for those of you who find like this isn't that hard, that like you can sit here longer than a minute. Some people just find wall sits easy, and I've always found it fascinating because I've always found them so hard. Like they burn so much. But some people can just like sit here, no problemo, and it's just great. And so if that's you, we want you to feel like you need to stop by the end of this minute. So if you're not feeling that way, try something. Try the toe lifts, try the leg extensions. We'll start a round at a time because I felt like we've been there for so long. 20 seconds though, you guys have left to hold this burning fire wall sit. Okay, you got this. 15 seconds. Stay with us. I'll stay with you. We can do this. We got this. 10 seconds. So we're pushing our back into the wall, breathing like 90 degrees, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and whew, burning legs. All right, this is it, you guys, the final set. So we're going back to the first one, one more round, and then we are moving on to the last part. And then we are done. All right. Last set. Strong setup. Hinging the hips and go. Here we go. Timer has started. And let's do it. So we're going through the 30 seconds on one side and trying to balance on this one leg. And we have this circle essentially throwing off our balance. And so we're having to really fight using those muscles in the hip to keep ourselves stable. 10 more seconds right here. Do not stop. It's one side. 3, 2, and switch sides. Nice job, you guys. Other side, same thing. Last set. Let's go. There you go. Nice small circles. Again, trying to balance on that leg. We have 10 seconds left. We got this. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good job. All right, final set of the wall sit. Ooh, we're gonna get this done. Third set. Okay, so 60 seconds, the strongest hold yet. I'm trying to do something to make us feel extremely uncomfortable. Okay, so that we earn this little bit of rest that we're going to get. Ready and go. Wall sit, 60 seconds. Okay, so again, if you found it was kind of easy, walk your feet together, try the leg extensions. Extend one leg at a time, and we're trying to not move our body too much. So you'll feel how challenging that is. For some of us, it's going to be too challenging, okay? You're just going to want to stay and just hold, and that's completely fine. You can just try it and go back if you need to. Whatever. 30 seconds, though. You need to hear it with us. So don't leave. Don't get up. Do what you got to do to get through this. Breathe. Take those nice deep breaths. Focus a bit more on your core, pushing your lower back into the wall, and you'll feel your core activate, tighten up. Now you can breathe into that 15 seconds to left. Wall sit. Hopefully these are getting easier. 60-second wall sit holds. 10 seconds left. We have this. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good job, you guys. Okay, we are done that part. We're going to move on to the final part. Yes, which is going to be 3 exercises you guys are going to go through, and we're working off of a timer. First one is 60 seconds. Second one is 30 seconds. Third one is 60 seconds, and then we have 30 seconds of rest with an option to do like a active rest. So it's a moving kind of lower, low intensity cardio movement. What am I trying to say? So that will again make more sense as we get you guys started here. I'm going to explain our 4 exercises, and that last one is an optional one. So if you do the first 3 and like you are gassed and like there's no way, definitely try and keep up in the last one, but keep in mind that you can use that last 30 seconds to have just total rest if you need it, okay? So first one we're going to go through are our squat jumps. Remember when I told you were done your squats and then I totally pulled it back? This is why, because you guys are working with squat jumps, 60 seconds of them. Now, squat jumps for 60 seconds, going to be really hard, but I'm also going to give you guys options to make them a little bit more interesting. Okay, so standard squat jump like this, we squat and we jump. Maybe you want to try our heel tap squat jumps. Okay, you can try our 180-degree squat jumps, and if you don't jump, then you can just squat or squat and shoot onto your toes. Okay, so that's going to be our first one. Second one is our break dancers. So that's the one where we're down on the floor, hands, knees, Pop off the knees and then rotate and kick this hand through both sides like so. So that's going to be our 30-second one, okay? 60-second one again is going to be our lunge jumps, all right? So same thing, give you guys options, high impact, low impact. And then the last one, an optional toe taps on whatever you got, or you can rest, okay? So we're doing 3 sets total, and yeah, we're gonna get this done. You guys ready? As ready as you're ever gonna be? Okay. So, yes. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. There we go. All right. Okay, squat jumps. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. First set has started. We're going through them, trying to pace ourselves more than anything else for this 60-second bout that we're going through. Okay, so you guys are working through, and if you want to kind of slow them down off our feet, rather than just jumping and jumping, it kind of slows them down, adds a little bit of something, something in between there. Okay, so you have to pace yourself because you have 30 seconds left. I'm actually going to move that guy most of the way, because I didn't need it. Okay, 20 seconds, you guys. Again, when in doubt, just keep going in squats. Okay, don't give up. Don't stop. Let's go. 10 seconds. Okay, remember, there's no rest, all right? So we're going to go right in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down we go into the breakdancers, and let's do it. So you guys are working down here, again, for 30 seconds. If you find that rotation's too hard, we can shoulder tap or simply just hold. Maybe you want to do opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, something down there for the next 10 seconds. Yes. Good job, you guys. 3, 2, 1, and get up. And we're going into our lunge jumps. Now, again, another one that is going to be very challenging for a minute. So if you want to slow it down, you can add a pulse. Okay, you can even add some split jumps. Maybe do like 4 lunge jumps, 4 split jumps, just to kind of break up those legs, because your legs are probably on fire. And the most important thing here is your cardio, that you keep moving, keep getting your heart rate up. So if breaking it up with legs a little bit, as I'm gassed over here, helps, then we want that. 20 seconds, you guys. Yes. We got this. Woo, 15 seconds. Let's go. Okay. Come on, 10 seconds left. We need it all. So, you guys, we are here in 3, 2, 1. We have a 30-second period where we can toe tap on whatever. Okay, just a light tap. And if you're low impact, you can just kind of march and tap our toes. Or you can simply just walk around right now, all right? So you have the option. You got 15 seconds left before we're starting our second set. And again, we're doing 2 more only. So we want to really make these count. Okay, so starting back, first exercise, squat jumps in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Second set, you guys. Second time you're here. We have to do this 2 more sets only, okay? So pace yourself, say only. It's really hard, I know, but you got this. And remember, you're gonna feel so much better at the end of the workout, this weekend, for that matter, if you just push yourself as hard as you can right now. And just don't stop, or even if you go slower, even if you have to just do squats and take the jump out, add the jump back in, that's okay. 30 seconds left, okay? We got this. So close, 20 seconds. Okay, so breathe through these jumps. Count out about 5 more, maybe more if you're fast, and you will be there, okay? 10 seconds left. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down we go. Second set of our break dancers. So we're extending that leg, bringing our arm to our chest, and we're working through this one. Let's do it. Yes, a little bit of sneaky core work, sneaky shoulder stability work in here. 10 seconds left, you guys. Again, we're gonna get up and go right into those lunge jumps. Ooh. And time. All right, get on up here and let's go right into them. Okay, so again, low impact. We're just stepping back into a lunge. Okay, if you want to make it a bit quicker, you can just step back and tap. Okay, just keep yourself moving. 4 to 5 seconds. We need you going. Doing something to get your heart rate up. Get you breathing all hot and heavy. 30 seconds left right here. Lunge jumps will do that for us. This combination specifically, it's really tough, okay, but you guys got this. Remember, it's gonna be done. You're gonna feel damn good, but you have to push yourself right now. 10 seconds left, come on. Let's go, let's 3, 2, 1, and nice work, you guys. Entering that final 30-second period. And if we want to keep everything moving, we can toe tap it out, okay, but most of us might want to just rest right now. Okay, so you can stay in place, you can walk, you can literally do whatever you want right now. Okay, you guys have 15 more seconds of this one at a time, and then we have our final set, the last one, yes, of the last circuit. Then we're done. We're gonna, of course, give you guys a couple of stretches to do. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. This is it, the final set. Okay, so whatever you guys are doing, this is your last chance to do it. Finish as strong as you can right now. There it is. Okay, so push yourself. You want to feel uncomfortable, and I know you're probably already feeling that way, okay, but just work into it and push into it. You're going to have lots of time to rest after this, but for the next 30 seconds, the next 2 exercises after that, we need all of you right here, right now. Let's go. 20 seconds. Okay, this is it. All the squats. I can say that confidently now. All the squats that you guys are going to do today are right here in the next 15 seconds. So let's go. Less than 50. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Get down there. Good job, you guys. Break dancers. Go right away. 30 seconds of it. It has already started. So let's get moving down there. 30 seconds. You got this. There you go. Strong finish. 10 seconds left. Okay, a couple more to each side. Let's get up. Do this last set of these lunges. Maybe you can finish off with the toe taps if you're feeling ambitious. 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up, you guys. Okay, lunges, lunges, jumping lunges. Potentially one of the harder leg cardio exercises there is, but you guys got this. Okay, break it up as you need, split jump it out if you need to. Okay, just do normal lunges, just stay moving. It's most important. There you go. Okay, you know you're gonna feel so much better if you just don't slow down. Whatever you're doing right now, just keep it going. Okay, you got 30 more seconds under that. So more than halfway there. See if we can maintain this till the very end. Till I tell you to stop. There's no beat. 10 more seconds. Come on now. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna challenge you guys all. Try to do these toe taps for the last round, okay? 3, 2, 1. Lunges are done. See if you can do a little bit of toe tap action for this last 30 seconds. Again, if you're low impact, it doesn't have to be on something, okay? It can just be on the floor like this. Let's see if we can get it going on here. Okay, 20 more seconds. Let's move it, all right? Stay breathing. We're gonna have a nice cool down period after this. 10 more seconds, you guys, come on now. This is it. Let's go, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are all done. Yes. Okay, so good job, you guys. Wow. Hopefully you feel good. I know you probably don't feel good right now. You feel a little bit sick, a little bit lightheaded maybe, but you will feel good. But right now we're going to take the next few minutes to walk it off, walk around, drink water, and chill out. Okay, cool down, relax after doing all that stuff that we just did. Important things that you guys should stretch today, starting off with your hip flexors. Okay, but this is not something that I want you to do yet because you're probably feeling like you could not hold down that conversation that I'm always talking about. Okay, so we want to feel calm, in control, like we could talk if we had to. Okay, so if you're not feeling that way, take a few more minutes and just breathe. Take some deep breaths. Stay moving, it helps. Drink your water, it also helps. Think about how you feel. Hope you feel good. But we are going to finish you guys off with these two stretches. Again, the first one is for the hip flexors. Now, this one is important, and it's usually on our menu on our leg days because we do a lot of stuff on these leg days that involves the hip flexors in the front here. And we also do a lot of stuff every day, all day, that involves the hip flexors in the front here. There's so many things that work this, so we want to take the time to stretch it. Now, as you guys start to feel okay, we can do our standing hip flexor stretch, or we can go down to that same kneeling one down on the floor. So we did yesterday, you guys were here. So this one is super important, and it's perfect time to do it. We're nice and warm. We just worked everything up in there. So you can either get down into this one, which is just a little bit more comfortable, and stay standing if you don't want to kneel. And we'll try to feel this stretch down the front of the hip. If you want more, extend that arm over our head. And I always hold on when I'm stretching so that I don't have to worry about balance. Okay? So again, do take some time to stretch these out, especially if you are someone with a sensitive lower back, if you've ever had low back pain. This really helps to prevent that from happening. So we'll spend at least 60 seconds on both sides here, 60 on this side, 60 on the other side. We'll do one set together right now, okay? But if you guys want to do more, it's beneficial for you, okay, to do at least 1 to 2 more sets after this. If you have time, if you want to make time, that is, you can do that, all right? So we'll switch sides. So we'll at least get one good set in together. Sometimes stretching is hard because like you just did all that crazy work, you just want to be done. But this stuff really does make a difference in keeping this whole machine operating at its finest, the machine being your body. So we'll stretch out the second hip here, another 20 seconds on this side. While you guys hold this, I want to talk about the second one that I would highly recommend you do, which is your bow and arrow stretch. Okay, so you stay there another 10 seconds. I am going to, there's cat hair, dog hair, I'm not sure what hair on there. So you guys can come out of that one and then come join me in this one actually, so I'm a little distracted. Bow and arrow stretch. So we can lay on our side here, take the top leg and leave it underneath the bottom like so. If you're not someone who's very mobile like this, then you might want to unweave and simply just stack your legs. Okay, that's my little disclaimer, but we've been working on this one. Most of us should be okay to at least try this. We want the knee down, shoulders, arms stacked, and then we'll inhale, exhale, and cross our body and try to get this hand and this shoulder down on the floor. If I had room, I would extend my arm out straight, but I do not have room, so I'm just gonna bend it and try to get my shoulder down on the floor. And so here, we get a lot of stuff stretching from our chest, low back, mid back, hips, all sorts of things are happening. So we'll hold this here for about 60 seconds. If this is uncomfortable, okay, if your knee's like up in the air, your shoulders are up in the air, try to find something to put underneath your knee, whether it's a towel or a cushion or something to lift up the floor. And so this feels more comfortable because this should not be painful. You shouldn't feel like, as you go through this, you should be able to breathe and just relax into it. Okay, so if you're kind of up in the air, find a way to not make that happen. Maybe keep your knee down, just don't turn so much. All right, and we'll hold this here for again that minute. Both sides, you guys can switch sides when you're ready. And then if there's anything else that you guys want to stretch, we did a lot of work in our hamstrings. So if you want to take some time to go through this one, and we talked about this one the other day, we did the flat back forward and then the rounded back forward. That was on Wednesday, I remember now. So you can spend some time going through that one there, stretching out the back of the legs. Okay, anything else you guys want to stretch? Oh, it's such a good time to do it. If you were done with me on these Friday, this rainy Friday. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Carly, for coming out live. You rock, girl. Drop a comment if you guys were here for the replay, because I always love to know you're here. And have a great weekend. I'm going to be going live in here on Sunday at 10 a.m. to give you guys a walkthrough on our new training app. Exciting stuff. And I will be posting in our Facebook group with a little reminder about that. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Bye.